What's up y'all, and welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, hello and welcome. In today's video, we are going to be kicking off a new series on my channel that I like to call Throwback Thursday. Not very creative, I know, but it's exactly what it sounds like. We are going to sit down every Thursday together and we are going to create a look using an older palette in my collection. Whether I've had it for a while, maybe it's one that I just picked up, but it's still not a brand new release. I feel like we get so caught up in the new, the exciting, the sparkly, I'm 100% guilty of it as well, that we forget about the palettes that we have in our collection that were at one point, in fact, new, exciting, and sparkly. So I wanted this to be a way to get some usage out of the palettes that I have in my collection, but also inspire you to do the same. Dig in your collection, pull out a palette. Maybe you have the one that we're using, or maybe it's a palette that you've been looking at and you've kind of decided not to pick up because nobody's talking about it. Just because it's old doesn't mean it can't still be exciting and beautiful. So I will try and stick to palettes that are still currently available, just because I feel like discontinued palettes, you can get a little bit of FOMO if you don't already have it. If you want me to do looks with some older palettes in my collection, I'm 100% down for that. Just let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I'm also trying to figure out if maybe I want to kind of every Sunday put a poll up on my channel and have y'all kind of vote on the palette that we look. Just let me know what you think. If you have any other ideas for this, let me know. This is a work in progress. This is the very first time I am doing this. But with that being said, the first palette that we are going to create a look with is going to be the Lethal Cosmetics Wildflower palette. I'm excited about this one. This was the first palette I ever purchased from the brand. It came out, I think, last spring, and you can see why I purchased it. It's pink, it's purple, it's shiny, it's absolutely beautiful. When I was kind of thumbing through my palettes, figuring out what I wanted to play with, this one jumped out at me and I really want to create a purple look with it, so that's what we're gonna do. I will have it listed and linked down below in the description box, as well as everything else that is on my face. So per usual, if you're ever curious about anything that I use in any of my videos, always check the description box. I squeeze as much information as I possibly can into that tiny little space. But without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom y'all in a little bit, prime my eyes, and we're gonna jump into this look. Alright, so we're zoomed in, my eyes are primed. I did throw on a little bit of brows as well because I realized I hadn't done that yet, but I primed my eyes with my MAC paint pot in the shade Painterly. If you're new here, this is my absolute favorite eye primer of all time. I have very oily eyelids, and this is one that I can count on no matter what. I have other ones in my collection that work, but this one's my favorite. It works the best. I know no matter what, my eyeshadows are gonna stay put all day. But let's go ahead and jump into this because I'm so excited about this, y'all. I'm excited to be diving into an older palette. I'm excited to be creating a look with it, and I definitely want to do a purple look with this palette. So I think what I'm actually gonna do is start with this shade right here. This one is called, I don't think there's shade names on here. No, I'd have to pop it out. I forgot about that. But it's this shade right here, this purple kind of periwinkle shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick that one up with a Morphe M504 brush, and I am just going to very lightly kind of disperse this into my crease, my outer corner. I'm gonna go in very lightly, like I'm barely touching my lid. I really want to kind of disperse this, make it a nice soft wash of color. I don't want it to be super harsh. We're definitely gonna deepen this up and add a little bit more depth, but starting off, I want this to sheer out. Alright, so I'm going back in with that same brush and that same shade, and I'm just kind of deepening it up in my crease a little bit, just to give me a little bit more depth in the crease and a little bit more of a gradient. Nothing crazy. I'm still not going to deepen it up a whole lot, but I want y'all to let me know all of your thoughts about this series down in my comment section. Like, is this something that you're interested in? Is it something that you could care less about? I personally love to see older palettes get some love, and it's always fun to kind of revisit and go back to a palette that you once thought was like the bee's knees, and maybe it's not as good as what you remembered, or maybe formulas have just gotten better, things like that. But let me know all of your thoughts. Let me know if there's a palette in particular you want to see. Let me know if you want to see like a full-on get ready with me using older products in my collection as well. I'm definitely open to suggestions. Alright, so next I'm going to go into this satin pink shade up here. I'm going to pick this one up with a BK Beauty 212 brush, and I'm just going to kind of fluff this along the edges of that shade that we already put down. I just want to take away any harshness and make sure everything is nice and blended. It kind of flows together and blends into my skin tone. I love to have a blended look. I like a look where I look at it and it looks like everything just kind of flows together. I'm not a big fan of super graphic looks or anything like that. It's a personal thing. I love seeing it on other people. I envy that talent. I'm just not that person. I've never been able to master that, and I am okay with it. So for me, I like everything to be blended. Next, we're going to go in with this deeper purple shade up here. I'm going to pick this one up with a Singe Beauty EO6 brush, and I'm going to start to build up my outer corner a little bit, giving me a little bit of depth, a little bit of definition, and a little bit of smokiness out here. I'm really going to focus it on like the outer third of my lid, not bringing it super far over, but I want to bring it far enough over that whenever I go in with the next shade, that one's not going to completely take over my look. I'm going to take this onto the outer portion of my lower lash line as well, bringing it over about as far as I brought it over on my lid, just kind of keeping everything nice and cohesive, a nice flow, and everything nice and blended. Before we jump into deepening up my outer corner a little bit more, I want to go in with this hot pink shade right here and just kind of put it on the rest of my lower lash line, just a tiny little pop of color. I don't want it to be the main focal point of the look. I just want that little pop. So I'm picking this up with a Singe Beauty EO4 brush, and I'm kind of packing and blending at the same time. Just right here, bringing it all the way over to my inner corner, but I'm not going to bring it in to my inner corner. All right, so to deepen up this inner corner, we're going to go into this deep navy blue shade down here. I'm going to pick this one up with my Morphe M506 brush, and I'm just very lightly going to put a little bit of this in the outer corner. I don't want it to get away from me. I don't want to make this a really dark look, but I love a good deep outer corner. I feel like it just kind of lifts everything, gives a little bit of drama to the eye, but without closing everything off. Okay, let's go ahead and pop a shimmer onto this lid. So I've already gone in with my NYX glitter primer to prime my eye. I use this in every single look. Every single time I use a shimmer, that's what I prime my lid with, just because it gives a little bit of a tack, something for the shimmer to adhere with. I like to apply my shimmers with my fingers. I've tried it with brushes and I can never get the same color payoff that everybody else does, so I just do what I know. But I'm thinking what I want to do is this shade all over my lid, and then maybe this one on the inner corner. So let's go ahead and start with that. So I'm going to pick up this one up here. Again, I don't know the name of it, but I'm going to pick this one up with my finger like so. Like, look at how beautiful that is. That is an absolutely stunning duochrome. It's got like this really pretty like purple to silver flip in it. And I'm just going to pop this all over my lid, bringing it almost all the way over to my inner corner. I'm going to leave this little section open, and then when I get to the outer corner, I'm just going to kind of lightly disperse it, and then we'll go in with something a little bit darker to kind of blend everything together. All right, so next I'm going to pick up this one right here, and I'm going to put this one just out here on the outer portion where that shimmer and that matte meet, just so we have a nice blend. Generally, I prefer something a little bit darker, but I think this is going to be dark enough that it'll work. But if you always struggle with having that harsh line where your matte and your shimmer meet, go in with a shimmer that is darker than the one that you put on your lid, but not quite as dark as the outer corner, and just kind of put it right along that line. It will blend everything together and get rid of that harsh line. Okay, so for the inner corner, we're gonna go in with this shade down here. This one is a really pretty like pink purple iridescent shade. I'm gonna pick this one up with my Singe Beauty EO1 brush. I always do my inner corner with a brush just because I can't get in there very easily, but since it's such a small space, I don't really struggle with the color payoff. But I am going to spray this with a little bit of Matte Fix Plus just so I don't get any fallout. And I'm just gonna pop this right here on my inner corner, and I'm gonna start to blend it onto my lid and a little bit onto that lower lash line, into that matte that we have down there. All right, y'all, that is going to complete this look, and I absolutely love this. I think it's beautiful. It's so much fun. I had forgotten how much I love this palette. I love the shimmers in here. I love the mattes in here. Lethal has a really good formula, and everything that I've tried from the brand I've really enjoyed. But let me show you what I used to finish off this look. So I went ahead and lined my lid with one of my Melt gel liners. This is in the shade Nightshade. It's this really pretty like purple blue shade. This one came out with the Bailey Sarian collection that she released at the end of last year. So I went ahead and lined my lid with that, kind of gave me a little bit of wing, and to do that I went in with a BK Beauty 208 brush. This brush is absolutely fantastic. Like, look at that tiny little point that it has going on. I have used so many other brushes to use my gel liners, and this one has by far been the absolute best one that I have used. Not sponsored, not sent to me, bought it myself, just thought I would throw that out there. And then in my lower waterline, I went in with a NYX Epic Wear liner in the shade Fierce Purple, and then I went ahead and threw on a little bit of my e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara. I really enjoy this one, and I haven't been able to use it a whole lot because I've had so many other mascaras that I'm testing out. But let's go ahead and zoom out and close out this video. Alright y'all, so that is going to complete this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did. I had so much fun going through my collection, seeing all the palettes that I have that I kind of forgot about, and playing with this palette. I love the way this look turned out. It's so absolutely beautiful, and I remember being so excited when this palette came out and absolutely loving it to pieces. But I want to hear from y'all. Let me know all of your thoughts and ideas down below. If you have any suggestions for this series moving forward, I want to know it all. Let's have that conversation. Light up that comment section. And as usual, I want to thank you all so much for watching my video and spending your time with me. It truly does mean so much to me. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. I do post quite a few videos every single week, and I wouldn't want you to miss one. But until my next video, have a good one. Bye.